I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
We are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are watching Mushoku Tensei, Season 1, Episode 14. Last episode, Rudy got caught fondling a sacred beast. That's what it looked like, right? And because of that, we are now, I guess, being associated with the kidnapping as well of these six
we are the
beast
smugglers.
Children. Yeah, and Rudy is being taken back to their village for punishment, which is not a good sign. But no. I think we will find a way out of it. I don't know if that's going to come from Rui, Jerd, and Eris, you know, coming back and helping after they deal with the general seemingly person. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Catching up with them.
All three of us are rather separate at the moment.
Yeah.
So what is to happen next? I think we posed ideas like Ghislaine, Paul, meeting a new character, reuniting with a character, something coming up to help save us from this predicament.
Yeah, maybe we could even like meet a new character, you know, get another member of the guild of the Dead Ends. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I'm enjoying it though. I'm excited to see the hijinks that Rudy gets up to. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. You know, hopefully we'll just appreciate his new eye ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he doesn't use it for anything malicious or nefarious.
Agreed.
But we'll see, I guess. You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
The music is pleasant. It's jail. It's jail. It's a jail.
Oh my gosh.
Fleas or
He seems so happy and optimistic though.
Oh, a nice hole in the ground.
Copium.
It's awesome.
How long have we been here? Those look like guard stations, right?
And guard butterflies. Do we live up in the trees?
That's so cool.
It's a really great part of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Jet's gonna be here.
Where's Jet? Oh no!
I'm so glad Soros isn't here. He would be having the time of his life in a very weird way.
Who's to say he hasn't been here before? What if they have a statue of him?
Oh god. It'd be like a wanted statue. God, so cool. Word's gotten around about what he did to the sacred beast, huh? So cool. I wish we got to watch them build this civilization. Whoa. Look at how big the fish are. You're proving her point. Day 3.
Now he has a beard.
I'm assuming that's 5 days now, right? Nah. Oh my god. Huh. Geese. Why is this guy allowed to have clothes and Rudy isn't?
No way Eris or Rui Jerd would. Scratching his back or something.
Is there a trial?
Splinters!
Uh-oh. Do you hear that?
He's gonna save them! 100%!
He just said he was gonna burn down the forest, and now it's being burnt down? Whoa! That's awesome. Bandits?
The smugglers?
Maybe. Oh my god! Where's the dude who took us here?
Rudy!
Fuck him up, Rudy.
Come on, do it!
Music's so good. You don't know who you're up against. Kill him.
Now would be a great time.
The guy took us in. Oh! Interesting!
So they did the fire to wipe out the smell!
Kill him! Light them on fire! Oh!
No! No!
Gallus Cleaner?
I misjudged you.
We should have known by his gloves.
He's waiting for something. Nobles! Oh no!
Soros. Oh my god! North God style. North Saint.
The cleaner!
I hate how cool that is.
I know.
Oh! Oh! Nice! Perfect team! They bonded! Whoa.
Is it nerves? Using too much mana?
I think it's nerves. So cool, dude.
Thank goodness for the eye.
Come on, Rudy.
A knife. Throwing knife?
Oh!
No.
Oh! Oh! Oh my god! KO. No, look. Color of his eye looks a little more yellow now, doesn't it? Eris. Del Doldia.
Oh, he feels... I'm sure that feels so good. The music.
Almost like a lullaby, too.
I know.
She's adventuring. Oh. That was episode 14 of Mushoku Tensei. I
didn't know they were gonna go there. I don't know. That completely floored me. Everything about this episode made sense to me, felt like the show, and then that ending there floored me. There was something about it that just caught me so off guard. Like,
I didn't know that there was a right protocol to do for a mana disaster, and I don't understand how severe how
is there though? That's the question. Is there, or did they use this as an opportunity to dethrone him, basically? He could have done the best he could, but they can still blame him.
I am with you. I agree, and that's I would get to there. But just the idea of there being, like, apparent legislation and protocol to properly deal with it, how fucked must your response be to it, and how, like, devastatingly horrible would your response to a mana disaster need to be to warrant and justify you being killed on the spot there? Like, that...
I mean, the only piece of, like, fact from the show that I could move into the evidence category that maybe he did a lackluster job would have been the emotional state he would have been in with his granddaughter being gone. That's the only possibility of evidence that he would have actually done, like, a horrible job or would have been absent in helping with after the disaster. But I feel like the the energy I have and that I'm feeling is that this is an opportunity for these people.
Yeah.
And that they are choosing to use this natural disaster, this mana disaster, in order to get one member of the family basically out.
But, like, okay. So, like, when I'm looking at the three figures we're getting who are giving the sentence, right? I get, like, the real king, right, for lack of a better term. And then I get the person talking, who's the blonde one, who half reminds me of the person Roxy had a memory of at the table last episode. But also, like, this is based in no reality, but just how a character's drawn an expression. like, he seems a lot more, I'm gonna do things by the books compared to the person to his left who is drawn in a way that makes me think, and like how he smiles and stuff,
And
that he is like plotting more.
The word that Boreas
nefarious.
said when this character laughed was scum.
Yes.
So I think that lends to it too. Is this a king, or is this the head of the family? The main family, you know?
Yeah.
Because we have seen all those banners, you know, in the room, and we were told, like, pretty sure Paul's brother is the head of one of the families, and then, you know, we have this family.
Yeah.
So is this like a king, or is this the head of the family that is standing above him?
I didn't expect things to be, no pun intended, all butterflies and rainbows back home. That being said, I thought that there would still be a pretty solid foundation of a home to come back to, since the whole, like, crux of the narrative right now is getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And now knowing, like, this is, like, adding so many dimensions and layers to this story going forward in narrative, because we're building dead ends, like, as our group and as our, like, personality within Rudy, we're building, like, a morality, right? We're building, like, a sense of who we are going to be going forward. And if our
list
main
of rules, basically, are what we're gonna live by.
Exactly. And if our main goal right now, for Eris's sake, is to get home, I understand that we're kids, but there's going to be a time when we grow up, whether that's with a time skip or through learning of these horrible things that are happening to your family. I don't imagine Eris and co are going to be taking this lying down okay with it, especially Rudy. Like, I have trouble thinking from the progress we've seen him make that he's just going to be like, oh, that sucks, we're not going to do anything about it.
Right. I have so many questions of how it's going to work. Like, with this killing right now, does that mean that Philip's in charge? You know, Eris's parents.
He said who is going to be in charge.
It's, is it the...
Please allow your humble servant Darius to see to things.
And that's not how it should work.
Yeah.
It should go to the next... At least in my opinion, it should go in the family. Like, the next... like, the children, basically. But why would they want to do that if they're using this as like a haha, we use them on a disaster in order to usurp the throne from you?
I'm so disappointed in myself that I don't know who Darius is off the top of my head.
It might have been one of the names we were given when we were looking at all the banners for the family.
Yeah.
Might be Paul's brother.
But I can't believe it. I did not. I thought that, like, the most that they do is, like, sentence him to jail, right?
We got that in this episode, which is interesting for you to bring that up. We got kind of two punishments here in severity in this episode. Innocent or not.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter for either, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna kill you even if you're innocent because we're using this as, like, a political power move.
Well, no, it's funny that you bring that up because it is interesting that, like, in the civilization in the woods that these people have built themselves, we find this person 100% guilty, and we are putting them in prison and stripping them, and that's it for the moment.
Why strip them?
I don't know.
You know, that's still a good question,
but
because the other guy got to go in there clothed.
So just to, like,
is it because of the crime?
Maybe just to, like, make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Obviously, I'm forgetting who Darius is, but we have Philip, the cousin. We have Eris's brothers. I don't think we got the name Darius for one of her brothers.
I don't think we were given names for her brothers.
I agree,
but that's a really great thing for you to bring up. Her brothers.
Yeah. I'm scared that what might happen to them or who they've turned into if they haven't been able to be raised by their own family.
They've been living with the main family, so who are they loyal to? But, you know, this ending here, fantastic for me, because when we've talked about...
You like this? This is...
No. We've talked about for this show how they
on.
keep giving us things, little facts, especially early on in the show. And we were like, oh, I wonder if this is ever even going to come up again, or if this is just like a fact to build the world right now and we're never actually going to like need it or need to remember it. And I'm just going back to like all of these things from when we lived with Eris's family for a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And all the little facts we learned, all the dialogue of kind of wanting to stay out of politics, Rudy marrying Eris, the brothers, Eris's mother, the banners, who Paul is to the family and not wanting to announce that Rudy was Paul's son.
Yeah.
And like all of that now becomes actually like even more important to the plot, I think, going forward, of like, are we not only like trying to get home because, oh no, we're lost, but now we're fugitives, like, of our own country? Can we even go back?
Yeah, I think we can.
But not to a home.
We probably can. It's just going to be a different home.
There's going to be another guy living there.
Yeah.
Is he really going to let you move in?
Well, we don't know who he is, right? He could just be... We could just be stupid right now, and it's an obvious character. It could be another name for fucking anybody. It could be... It could literally be anybody, and I'm just blanking on the name. It could be another name for Philip, you know? Like, I don't know.
I think it's one of the guys in this room. Because of the dialogue. Please allow your humble servant Darius to see... Like, I think it's a third person. Like, me, Darius, your humble servant. Allow me to take care of Fatoa for
Gotcha.
you. So
okay.
I think it's either the blonde guy or it's the bald guy that's scum.
You know what's interesting? Like, obviously, you and I have been talking about it in the discussion last episode and then in our, like, private time about the idea of, like, Soros's morality and if he was a part and how much he was a part of the... For lack of a better, what would you say?
Trafficking?
I was gonna slave trade, trafficking, whatever it is. Like, how deep is he into it? We know this world is not just black or white, and a lot of times there are mixes of a lot of like grays and blacks and the bad, but like it's to what severity, what degree is he like abusing, like, you know, how much...
He could also be ignorant to the trials of how they actually got to be maids and servants in his house.
Which I don't buy for a second, but it's interesting that we have been having those conversations and thinking about those things for the last couple of episodes since the route the story was going, and that it's so well done in a way for implanting the idea of beast people narratively in Rudy's story and having it connect back to how we feel about Soros and his morality, and then end it and connect it with Eris wanting to tell him about these things in a very pure, genuine way, and then his demise being met when we are questioning his morality separately from this incident, the Mana incident.
And we have obviously the parallel kind of story happening in this episode with Rudy, and the idea that he is thought to be a smuggler of beast children at the beginning of this episode, and all the while, really, Boreas is a nobleman that is technically, I guess, in a roundabout way, the smuggler of beast children.
Yeah.
Or buys the beast children from the smugglers. And it's like, it's almost like, what's happening is you've really kind of put a sentence on what is happening, that is, Rudy, specifically Rudy, is developing his own sense of morality, his own sense of self, his own kind of... Ruijerd has his morals, he lives by his virtues, he lives by his rules, like save children, you know? He has these already inside of him, distilled in him, you know, that he keeps up at all times. Yeah. And he's had hundreds and hundreds of years to realize he feels really strongly about this. And Rudy is starting to develop that as well.
To a degree that I think surprises himself. Like, he's very logical about if he feels like how much he feels like he can put into a situation while staying good versus what he could lose from that, from that good that he would do. And even like while being logical with that, we're seeing that challenge line being moved further and further because of the reality of the situation in front of him. Like when we heard the Beast Girl scream and it stayed on Rudy for a little bit, I had felt like I had placed, you know how in anime they do like the whole flashback sequence all the time? I had placed a flashback in that sequence in my own like head while watching it to last episode when he heard the girl being killed and her screaming.
Yeah.
And when it happened this episode and he heard the scream,
like
I was like...
Because he couldn't save her, and he apologized to the other Beast Children that he wasn't able to save the one that had died.
And he did it this time, and he stood up, and it was awesome to see. That was probably one of my favorite fight sequences in this entire series so far.
It was epic. I really want to highlight that you said challenge line. I love that. I also want to point out a piece of dialogue that he said right before kind of moving his challenge line a little bit. He was trying to convince himself to not act. You know, like you don't have to, kind of like make it so he didn't, almost like keep him in a comfort zone. There was a part of him that was trying to convince himself that it was totally okay for him to not act right now because this is life-threatening, you know?
Yeah.
It's not cowardly to back down necessarily right now. And he tells himself it's Ruijerd that saves children.
Mm-hmm.
That's his thing.
Yep.
Not my thing.
He wasn't there.
Doesn't need to be my thing.
Yep.
And then...
It was awesome. I loved that we, like, heard his heartbeat, too. Like, I felt his anxiety, you know?
You know what I just realized when you brought up that scene of, like, him, the heartbeat? He was facing the same way he was a few episodes ago when he watched those kids die and, like, fight back on the demon continent. The other, like, guild, the other crew. And he watched one of them die. Like, it's the same angle of way he was facing.
Yeah.
And I think that could be somewhat intentional in terms of, like, how they mapped out the battlefield.
Hey, man, I wouldn't put it past him. It's awesome. I want to listen to Geese's name again so I know how wrong I'm pronouncing it.
What's your name, new guy? Geese. Okay.
Geesta, right?
Geese.
I'm just going to say Geese
and
then be corrected. I'm apologies. But, new favorite character? Like, I love him so much.
Like, is he officially a part of
He's like Sokka.
The Dead Ends?
He's great.
Oh my god, he is.
Like, I love that he's like...
It's not Jet.
I don't know
okay.
I don't know if Rudy understands the intricacies of having to, like, pay for somebody's health insurance when you hire a new employee, but, like, it's gonna have to happen.
It's one more mouth to feed.
I'm glad. It's just awesome. He's like, what do we do, boss? And, like, he feels like he knows Rudy to such a degree that when Rudy's at this huge moral, like, confrontation, and you and I are like, what is he gonna do? Geese is so confident that he's like, this isn't Rudy. He's like, are you sure we're not gonna help?
Why he's so confident? Wouldn't you be like, wow, that person's really confident if you walked in and they were just like so comfortably naked, just like so.
It's the confidence that Geese has in Rudy's morality, right? Like he was like, okay, this is the perfect time for you to escape. The entire village is on fire.
And what does Geese see? He makes a key. He sees that Rudy could have done it this whole time.
Well, no, when they're walking on the bridge and after they've already escaped, and Geese is like, no, this is your time to escape, right? And just by Rudy being like, no, I'm gonna help, has informed Geese enough that in an even harder situation to make a decision in, Rudy's gonna do what would be morally right. And I just love it. I love Geese so much. And I also love that Rudy made a key out of a rock. That was great. I think that the fight, it's hard to say because we've had so many great fight scenes in this show, but there's something
that my favorite.
I don't think it's my favorite, but there's something about this one that feels more evolved because our skill set's grown so much, and we took down a North Saint.
I think it's my favorite because of the what it means for Rudy in the actions that he did alone.
Yeah.
In this fight, I think because it was him he was the strongest there. He was the one that had to make the hard decision.
Yeah.
He was the one that could have walked away, and no one else was going to save these children but him. And for him to do this and change and like kind of turn around and, you know, attack.
Yeah.
There was something about what it means for his character and the emotion behind it that I was really into. And I just can't, I mean, the cleaner is such a cool and horrible
It makes
nickname.
me upset at how cool of a nickname it is.
He took down the cleaner. The dead ends are gonna skyrocket after this.
I wonder if you could, like, change your name from the Kennel Master to the Cleaner. Like, you've inherited his name since you've slain
After
him.
you beat them, you take their name.
Dude, I don't know if we're going to see the Sacred Beast much longer. Like, it feels so important to this village.
There's no way it could come with us.
But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling the Avatar Last Airbender vibes. We would need, like, a traveling, like, you know.
Appa?
Yeah, but then I'm like, okay, well, if we have to cross another body of water, how much would it cost to transport the Sacred Beast?
A Superd and a Sacred Beast.
Yeah, right? The Superd's still probably more.
We're gonna have to go with smugglers again.
Yeah, but I love the Sacred Beast, and I liked that it helped in the fight, and I liked how it helped. It felt like it knew, like it was bonded with Rudy, and it knew Rudy and what Rudy was gonna do, you know?
You know, all of those beast people, maybe they would have been able to fight by the side of the Sacred Beast if they treated the Sacred Beast, you know, as a friend and not just as a Sacred Beast that they... I mean, what if all the Sacred Beast has wanted all of this time was, like, love and attention and pets?
But what if they're right? What if they are operating on something we don't know, and Rudy did go too far with fondling it, and now it's permanently, like, linked with Rudy.
Oh, no!
And that's why they give it to him. Or because, oh, yep, it's already,
imprinted.
Like... Yeah, exactly. Maybe. I don't know.
My mind just goes Twilight.
I've never seen Twilight.
There's imprinting.
That's weird. Oh, I wanted to touch... So, I didn't even think about the fact that the entire plot and reason they were setting the village of Del Dodia on fire was to mess with the sense of smell from the beast people. That is like, I was like, oh shit, it's on fire. That sucks. No wonder.
I know, we were just like, wow, all of their hard work building these tree houses.
Which is true.
This amazing architecture here. Yep. And and the forest and the animals in the forest, you know, like this is sad. Forest fires, no joke.
Yeah.
But for it to be a tactical, like technique reason.
I love that part of the show. Like, I love that it offers something more.
It makes me want to go back and see if Ghislaine has ever mentioned or there have been any little subtle signs that her sense of smell was stronger or helpful.
Interesting.
Because now I almost feel like it's guaranteed that she at least wiggled her nose once or something.
Yeah. My last thing that I really... Oh, other than Geese cheating in a dice game, that's great. My last thing that I have about this episode that I really liked was I said it sounded like, what did I say? Like a lullaby or like
You said lullaby.
Like at the end?
When, he felt really, really happy.
Yeah. It was... It's like... It reminds me of the kalimba.
It does sound like a kalimba.
Yeah, but it's so beautiful. And I love the music in this show so much, and this might be one of my favorite tracks. And I think that it's really unique to have in an anime, and I don't think I've ever heard anything like it in an anime before. And you probably couldn't use it very often.
No, I don't know. That whole moment was really special. Like, maybe that's one of my favorite moments so far was Rudy's smile and his reaction. Like, we've seen Eris get blushy and excited because someone complimented her or said something nice. But this reaction from Rudy is almost like healing his inner child. Like, there's something about it that's so pleasant and warming and comforting.
The thankfulness that was... The thankfulness that Rudy could see from this person was worth more than any intelligent decision he could have made for the dead ends and their progress. I don't think Rudy expected to get anything out of helping them other than him being like, oh, they'll owe me one.
They owe me one.
I don't think
you would just say that.
I don't think he considered that. I don't think he even could have acknowledged that the feeling that he could have gotten of appreciation from this.
If he thought he was going to get something, it either would have been jokingly that one of the beast people was now going to travel with him, like a cute beast girl, or, I don't know, money. But he, just to give him this and to have his reaction to it, there was something about it that I felt really, really good and
really
happy about.
Cool to watch. Like, obviously we've talked for so much about like Rudy's issues, right? But
because there are some.
Yeah, but it's really interesting and cool to watch a character being built from the ground up as like a protagonist with like morals and ideals that you might be able to get behind someday. Mm-hmm. And when they're trying to figure them out themselves, it's really interesting, like to watch it take form
I love
in a
how
character.
You're phrasing that we're building a protagonist that maybe one day we could like actually root for, like, you know, maybe even full-heartedly.
Yeah, it's just different. I don't know if I've watched a show like that before.
I don't think so. I think that I don't think that someone has ever tried to maybe redeem a character, or
it's different.
I don't even know if redeem's the right word.
It's because it's not. It's difficult because you're right. I don't know if redeem's the right word, because they're of course not trying to justify the fucked up shit he's doing. They're making it very clear, and I don't like it. But
you don't like the stuff he's doing, but you like that they're not justifying it.
Sure, yeah, but it's not justification, and redemption makes they're not trying to show me they're trying to redeem him, right? They're not like, oh, he's doing this stuff.
We want you to feel like he's redeemed, so we're gonna.
And they're not quick about it either, which is really interesting and great, and makes me curious as to what's gonna happen with Rudy as a character. Mm-hmm. It's really unpredictable.
I don't feel like I'm being forced to like him or root for him necessarily, which I appreciate.
It makes me feel like they're never going to try to redeem him. They're never going to try to justify anything. They're just going to show me that this was and probably always will be a part of Rudy, but as his character grows in other ways, this too will change about him subtly. And I wonder how big of a change they would ever let us see in that regard, you know?
Right. We're just observers to this person, this character growing, changing, developing, his new lease on life.
Yeah.
Trying it again. That's all we are, as observers to it.
Fucking Gallus Cleaner, man.
The Cleaner.
I should have saw it coming.
North Saint style.
Usually, like, if you see like an anime character with gloves that aren't fingerless, there's something deeper to him, and I let that go. I was stupid.
I can't wear gloves. I don't like having
fingerless, like Ash Ketchum.
Oh, okay. Maybe I can.
Then
wear
it's
those.
okay.
I think I yeah. He needs it to grip the Pokeball
Yeah.
before he throws it.
I don't know. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.